Hello and welcome to your Urban Connection. And I'm going to get right into this. I have reached my peak of hearing all these stories about black men refusing to vote for Kamala Harris. But all these stories reach around, wrap around the real deal with why these men will vote for Kamala Harris. So today I'm going to tell you my version of why they refuse to vote for a strong black woman. It doesn't matter what her name is, but the reason is they simply do not like voting for, dating, marrying strong, intelligent, educated black women. It's as simple as that. Now, the reason for that is this: most of these men are uneducated, and these men are accustomed to dealing with women that they can control. Okay? And that usually does not mean women who are in the position of Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris. Okay? Now, don't take my word for this. Talk to any educated, high positioned black female around the country and ask her how many black men readily approach her for dating, for marriage, or any of the sort. And I think you'll find the same answer. They don't get approached. Men, black men, and in particular, men that don't have the same level of education, don't have the same position in their industry in terms of leadership or the intelligence, they shy away from women who are in those leadership positions, and they do it all the time. So this should not come as a shock. And people don't want to talk about what the real issue is. Now, black men, a lot of them will not tell you that that is their reason, but that's what's behind it all. I mean, look, let's just talk about this. Let's put everything in perspective. Let's talk about a big city, and I'm talking about, say, the top 20 television markets, single female news anchors. Talk to some of those women and find out how the black men in their cities feel about approaching them. How often do you hear those women say, I have a hard time finding a date? I can't find a man, a black man, that wants to commit. Okay? Well, they'll go to bed with them if they can, but they're not going to make any long term commitments. And the last thing on their mind is talking about marrying because they can't control these women. And they know it. So they shy away. So when it all boils down to it, I don't care about all the excuses you will hear, and you will see a multiplex of reasons. They will say, well, look, she didn't do anything about the immigration. She was the vice president. Well, why in the hell didn't you say that about Mike Pence? Because Mike Pence didn't have any control over the president, Donald Trump. Because the vice president of any company or any political position, the vice is to follow the lead of the president. And if you step out of line, you'll also step out of a job. So Kamala Harris, regardless of what you might say, and regardless of what Donald Trump and J.D. Vance might say, they know dead gum well that Kamala, as the vice president, did not have the authority to be anything but a follower of the president. You don't try to, that's why they pick these people, because the person they pick is not going to try to overshadow the president. Do you think that Donald Trump would pick someone who's going to try to overshadow him as a president? Absolutely not. Do you think that Joe Biden would pick somebody that was going to go around him and what his positions were? Absolutely not. You're to be party loyal as the vice president. You stay in your lane. And that's what she's done. And she's done a good job of it. You see, these are excuses that they will make rather than admitting to the fact that they cannot deal with strong, intelligent, educated Black women. But that's what it's all about. And you see it time after time and time in city after city and city, state after state. But they're not going to admit that. They're going to say they want control. Okay? And they know they can't control women in these powerful positions. Same thing is true with Fannie Willis down there in Georgia. The Black men, they were totally against Fannie Willis. Why? Because they were not used to dealing with people. Fannie Willis made no missteps. Fannie Willis was dedicated to fulfilling the duties and responsibilities of the district attorney down there in Georgia. And she didn't care who she had to come in contact with, but if she came in contact with them as a prosecutor, as opposed to a victim, she was going to do her job. It doesn't make any difference. And they couldn't deal with that. So you hear people, Black men, talk about, well, I can't vote for Kamala because Kamala put many Black men in jail. Well, they were criminals. They committed criminal acts. They were convicted of criminal acts. What are you supposed to do with people that are convicted when your job is district attorney or attorney general and you're a prosecutor? Name me a prosecutor in the country that has not put Black men that are convicted of criminal crimes in jails. It's ludicrous. But you see, they will say and do anything to avoid dealing with what the real issue is. And that's what they're doing here. But you talk to any Black female, I don't care if she's a Black attorney or successful, let me put it that way. If she's a Black attorney, if she's a Black doctor, if she's a Black news anchor, and let's say at least the top 20 markets, and maybe further down that, at least the top 20 markets, if she's involved with a school administrator, I don't care what position she's in. If it's a position of authority and she has the intelligence and she has the education, and she will not be strongly admired by or approached by these Black men that are continually say they cannot support Kamala Harris. They'll vote for Donald Trump. Have you ever noticed that you never ever hear one of them say why he's voting for Donald Trump? You never hear them say we lack his policies. No, they can't say that because he doesn't have any policies. He didn't have any policies when he was in office before. But they will say, oh, well, he sent me a check. He didn't send you a dadgum thing. The United States government sent that to you. Just because he had his name on it, he didn't send you one dime, and he will never send you one dime, okay, out of his pocket, of his money. Okay? So stop with the bull crap. He will make you promises of any and everything you ask for, and he will deliver on none of them. Unless you happen to be one of his white, friendly, millionaires or billionaires, and he will deliver you with a tax cut. And that tax cut, part of it's going to come out of your pocket. So he's not giving you anything. So it's time for you people to wake up, stop playing games, because you don't know how to play the political game well. Let's just be factual. And let's be real. Tell Kamala why you cannot vote for her. Be real. Don't try to use foolery, because we're smarter than that. Those of us that are in the know, we know why it is. Why don't you tell black women, period, why it is that you don't want to deal with them if they are of a certain position in life. And you don't feel that you can control those women. And that's why you don't approach them. Be honest, be factual. They can deal with it. They're dealing with it anyhow. And most of them know what it is. Okay? They know why you black men don't want to approach them, don't want to make a commitment, don't want to use your position to fulfill the duties and responsibilities of what a real man is. Because you can't deal with it. You can't come to grips with it. You know you're not on par with these women. And so therefore, you not only do you avoid them, but you attempt to disrespect them. You also develop a certain amount of hatred for them. And it's not really for who they are, but it's what they are in your eyesight. And you can't deal with it. You can't handle it because of the fact that you realize that these black women are more powerful, more desired in the bigger scheme of things than you are. But you won't put yourself in a position be equal to them because you find it so much more convenient and easy to disrespect them, to see them as unequal to you. No, the issue is you're unequal to them. And that's the part that you're not dealing with. And you can't bring yourself to come to grips with. You won't do the right thing and upgrade you, but you would rather find it much easier to downgrade them if you can. But you can't, brother. And let me tell you, that disparity between those women and men like you is getting larger and larger all of the time. More black women are finding the road to success that you're overlooking. Okay? And until you change and decide to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and put yourself on equal par with these intelligent, strong black women, brother, your world is not going to get any better. And women are finding out who you really are and how you really feel every day. And they're deciding that they're going to succeed with or without you. Kamala Harris is determined that she's going to be successful with or without you. No matter how many lame, sorry excuses you come up with, no matter how much you try to put the blame on her for what she has not done in her 3.5 years or 4 years as vice president, no matter how many times you talk about the fact that she put black criminals in jail where they belong, she didn't care. She's not looking back. And as she stated, she's not going back. Now, the best thing for you to do is get your head on straight and make your mind up that you're going to try moving forward, going forward, to better yourself as a real man and get ready and learn how to deal with the real black woman. And the real black woman is not now, and I don't see in the foreseeable future being a woman that you can control. So get used to it. Do better, know better, and get better. It's as simple as that. Nobody's going to be making excuses for you, my friend. You can make excuses for yourself, but nobody's buying it. You're lagging behind because of the choices that you have made and continue to make. And these black women are going around you, sir. They're going around you. They're going above you. They're possessing authority and positions that you can only dream about. So take heed, okay? I hate to be the one to tell you this, and I hate to be the one to bring you this message, but everybody else is tiptoeing around the real issue. And I refuse to be a part of that. So if you want to be a black man, be a strong black man. Be a man that is and considers himself a real man, not a peon. Take heed. Thanks for watching.